Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of this senseless. Right here on SHR Media, conservative media done right. What the hell is going on in this world? Listen, I've had my differences with Democrats, but the shit that they're pulling is absolutely disgusting. There are so many adjectives that can be used to describe their behavior right now. From the violence to the support to the law breaking to calling for, as they would put, dog whistles, calling for violence in the street, calling for disruption of the country. It has gotten to a point that the only thing that's going to fix this at this point, and it's just my opinion, is the Democrat Party is going to self-implode, or it's going to destroy this country. I don't want to see it. We need more than a two-party system, but what they are doing is absolutely horrendous. The brainwashing they have these people is absolutely disgusting. And I'm embarrassed some of these people are falling for the bullshit that's going on. And we'll get into it more. If you want to join the conversation, whether you want to tell me to fuck off, tell me I'm right, tell me I'm wrong, want me to get fired, want me to get a raise, jump onto YouTube, jump into the chat. It's live chat. Say what you want to say. Fair warning. We will proverbially fire back vocally. Oh my God, he's threatening violence. No. We will respond. And the way I work it is you're respectful, I'm respectful. You want to act like a jackass, I'll treat you like a jackass. But what is going on is absolutely appalling. The Democrats are on a collision course with destruction. As I said, either the party or this country. And I don't know if we're going to ever get back to a united country again. I mean, from whining and crying over Gulf of America, people are like, it's Gulf of America, damn it, that's the name of it. Well, if you go by their theory, it's not Gulf of America. It's Gulf of Spain, Gulf of New Spain, Gulf of Yucatan. And the list goes on and on because there was a lot of names before Gulf of Mexico. And like, it's so egotistical for him to name it Gulf of America. What surrounds it? The continent of North America. I think part of Central. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's egotistical for Mexico to think that they're the only ones that surround it. Because they don't. Gulf America is a better description because that's where it is in the Gulf. Gulf of the big-ass comet that wiped out the dinosaurs. This is the same group that had no problem renaming food, military bases, parks, because it hurt their feelings. For what I've seen, the best reason that we're renaming the Gulf is because of the shit that Biden did on the way out, trying to prohibit drilling in the Gulf so that President Trump cannot have a... Yeah, exactly. So that we cannot go back to being a dominant exporter of oil. they tried handcuffing him, and changing the name changes the rules. So if you want to cry and whine, go cry to Biden, that demented, festered brain. And I'm laughing because they're freaking out because Biden's running the circuit right now, running his mouth, and Democrats know it's hurting them worse. You know what's hurting worse? I think they can have Biden out there running his mouth. People aren't going to listen to him one way or another. There's a small percentage of people that are going to listen to him. For the most part, it's, oh, that's the crazy Uncle Joe out there running his mouth again. Time to change the channel. What's changing people's minds is Democrats running to El Salvador for a MS-13 wife-beating, sex trafficking scumbag and dying on the hill of that. And then today, I'm sure everybody saw it, the mayor of, what was it, Newark? I believe it was Newark. Yeah, Newark. Got arrested, and now they're all upset he got arrested because he broke the fucking law. He was trespassing. And they're like, oh, we got to get him out. What? He broke the law. This is the same group that said no one is above the law. Isn't it? It's the same group that said that. No, it isn't, Sean. It's not working. At least on my end, it's not. Video unavailable. Playback on the website has been disabled by the video owner. I didn't disable it. Let's see. You broke it, Sean. But time and time again, they are getting in bed. And it's a history that's been going on for a while now with criminals. They hold protest and riot. Exactly, Phantom. Thank you for that little bit. Why didn't that come up? They're out there protesting. Yeah. There we go. And it's always a criminal that they're doing it for. There is so many cases that they probably could choose better. You know, teenage black girl in Chicago that got murdered by another black person, because that's a high probability happening. But you never see them get behind those. They ignore those. A white kid gets stabbed in school to death by a black kid. They get behind the black guy and say he's being wrongly prosecuted for bringing a knife to school and stabbing a kid. There's so many cases that they can get behind, but they always choose the criminal. And people are waking up. They're getting tired of that. They're getting tired of backing criminals. They're tired of them out there. Hey, we're going to go riot and protest for this guy. What did he do? Oh, he beat his wife. What the fuck, people? And so many people on the Democrat side just go along with it. And that's what's really scary. Politicians, they do stupid shit all the time because a think tank tells them to do it. But yet, they won't stick up for law-abiding Americans. Hey, Big Girl. And I want to thank everybody being here. Sean, BZ, the Phantom, Big Girl in the chat. Again, just go to YouTube. Jump on the live chat. Join the conversation. You have a Soros-linked group that is suing to stop Trump migrant child trafficking crackdown. They're trying to crack down on child trafficking. And this Soros-linked NGO is suing to stop it. It does not make sense. 0 cents, people. I wish somebody could explain it to me so I would understand. But again, this is a group that screamed, no one's above the law. And what are they doing now? They're breaking the law. And then they cry about it and whine about it. And we got to protect this and you got to protect that one. We're going to fly on the American taxpayer dime to El Salvador to try to protect an illegal immigrant who had deportation orders. Yes, he got sent to the wrong country. But also, from my understanding, from what I've read, he wasn't supposed to go back to El Salvador because the non-gangbanger was afraid to go back to El Salvador because a rival gang. Now understand, how do you have a rival gang? That means you have to be in a gang. You have to be in a gang to have a rival gang. He feared that he would be murdered. Now that gang is no more. So the threat is no longer there. So he is back in his home country. And I think it's ABC's now gone from the Maryland man to the Salvadorian man. Real quiet. Exactly. Don't start none. There won't be none. You fuck around and find out. And this is what's going on today. It boggles my mind. It really does. And it's sickening. There's no need for this. No need at all. Oh, how do I do that again? Hold on. There we go. This is the U.S. Attorney Haba. The mayor of Newark, Rash Baraka, I think it is, committed trespass and ignored multiple warnings from Homeland Security investigations to remove himself from ICE detention center in Newark, New Jersey this afternoon. He was willingly chosen to disregard the law. He chose it. He decided, I don't need to listen to law enforcement. I am above them because I'm a mayor. He's a Democrat. He doesn't have to listen to the law. He was taken into custody and no one is above the law. And what I was also reading, which makes me freaking laugh, is he wasn't leaving. He refused to leave up until the point when he realized he's going to get arrested. Then he ran in fear and tried to leave. But at that point, it was too late. He fucked around and he's finding out. And that's it. First, they arrested the judges. Now they arrested a mayor. Stop breaking the law and you won't get arrested. I was drilled in my head as a late teenager when I was in a rebellion stage. You don't want to be treated like shit. You act like a responsible adult. You don't want the cops fucking with you. You don't break the law. You don't give them a reason to fuck with you. You don't get fucked with. Excuse me on my language. I'm tired of the bullshit. People are getting tired. And if Democrats think this is what's going to win them the House, because we all know, and I'm hoping that those that elected Trump, realize they have to come out in the midterms. Because if not, the Democrats get one foot in, all it's going to be is more obstruction, worse than it already is, and impeachment. Impeachment, impeachment, impeachment. That's all they'll do. They do not care that it will fuck over every American. They don't care that it will screw this country over. They don't care about us. They care about their power. They care about one thing. They hate Trump. That's all they have. They did not care about the economy for 4 years under that dementia-riddled old man Biden. And I'm tired of playing nice, and I'm tired of trying to be the gentleman. I don't want any violence. I don't want war. I want peace in this country. I want to see us get along. But I've learned recently that's not happening. The Biden administration destroyed this country and put out so much disinformation, and the mainstream media, who's crying like little bitches right now, they started this shit. They've been lying to the American people. They've been lying on behalf of the Democrats, and now they're surprised when people wake up and are tired of their bullshit and calling them out on it. Their ratings are in the tube. CNN's at a shithole right now. MSNBC. I don't even know how they're staying afloat. And a lot of these, I don't call them rhinos. I call them UDIs. Undocumented Democrat insurgents. Rhino's too nice for them. They're just as bad as these pieces of shit Democrats that are trying to screw this country over. And not every single Democrat in office is against Trump. I still do not trust Fetterman. Fetterman at least is willing to try to work with Trump. And now the Democrats are turning on him. Now they're, oh my God, he's not mentally there. Takes one word. UTIs. And they are an irritant, all right. Actually, Big Girl, my wife came up with that. She came up with the UDIs, undocumented Democrat insurgents. And that's what these people are. They're insurgents into the Republican Party to do nothing but damage. And right now in Florida, we're in trouble. We are in trouble in Florida big time because we have a bunch of UDIs that are in the Republican Party that are running it and are pushing policies that are more in line with the Democrat Party. And they're fighting DeSantis. And then you also have some DeSantis supporters that still have their hiney hair in a bunch because Trump beat them. It's disgusting. The primaries have been done. It's over with. Yes, there's fighting. There's things that are said back and forth in primaries. It's over with. DeSantis would have been the best president. He couldn't even win the state of Florida in the primary. Sorry, he wasn't winning the election. He needs a little bit more work before he can step up to run for president again. We're in trouble in this country, people. We're heading down a path. We have Democrats pushing or fighting, having sex with underage kids a felony in California. That's disgusting. Repulsive. I need to get my thesaurus out and start looking up all the adjectives that would go along with the disgust that I have with what the Democrats are doing nowadays. It's that time, though. Remember, everybody, don't forget to hit the subscribe, like, share, jump in the chat, join the conversation. We welcome it. We want it. We love it. We will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Ever dream of escaping the daily grind? At Escapist Travel and Tours, we make those dreams your reality. From breathtaking adventures to cultural immersions, we offer escapes tailored just for you. Let us take you to places where every moment feels like a new chapter in your life's adventure. Visit www.escapist.travel or call us today at 1-855-885-81776. Your escape awaits.
Attention, all patriotic women of faith. Yep, I'm talking to you, sis. Are you looking for high-quality, super soft apparel that reflects your love for country and your devotion to God? Look no further than Carry Girl Gear. Picture this. You rocking a tee so soft it's like being hugged by a cloud, all while showing off your love for God and country. Sounds dreamy, right? Well, welcome to reality, babes, because that's what we're all about here at Carry Girl Gear. We specialize in super soft tees, tanks, and more, designed specifically for the strong, patriotic woman who proudly wants to carry their message of faith and freedom. When you shop with us, you're not just getting a t-shirt. You're joining a community of like-minded women who are proud to wear their beliefs straight on their tees. So whether you're sipping sweet tea on the porch or leading the charge for faith and freedom, do it in a Carry Girl tee. Because life's too short for stiff, boring tees. CarryGirl.com, where faith and freedom meets fashion.
Come listen to BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon Radio Show. Live on select and exclusive Tuesday and Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central, and 8 p.m. Pacific on the SHR Media Rumble channel, SHR Media YouTube channel, X, Twitch, Spreaker, and wherever great conservative podcasts are found. BZ, your conservative Sherpa, guides you through the maelstrom of Democrat, leftist, and globalist lies, chaos, deceit, and betrayal. Raised as a free-range child with dirt, stains, mud, and freedom, BZ broadcasts from North Idaho, comfortably surrounded by actual normal people. Jump into our plush, sumptuous, palatial, and resplendent chat room on rumble.com. Click on live chat to join. Now, with 37% more umbrage and 19% more bulbosity than previous shows, featuring delicious Liberty additives for the best in late-night conservatarian talk radio. BZ reminds you that with great beard comes great responsibility. No chinchillas were harmed, embarrassed, fat-shamed, or the focus of any sarcasm whatsoever in the making of this ad.
What is the Edge of Liberty? News, politics, commentary, sarcasm, alcohol, and high blood pressure. It's as American as a good revolution. So tune in every Monday and Friday at 12 Pacific, 3 p.m. on the East Coast on the SHR Media Network and KLRN Radio. For details, visit www.shrmedia.com.
And welcome back to the Reaver Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe. I'm here to make sense out of the senseless right here on shrmedia.com. Conservative media done right. If Sean's got it working right, you can actually now catch the show right on shrmedia.com. He's been working on updating that website. He's been doing a great job. I'm busting his balls about it not working right now. Probably just a little setting. Shit happens. We're still working things out. When you're got a small organization like us, we got great news, big news that goes out. But right now, it's 4 of us that are working together. And Sean's pretty much the one that has been doing the website. And he's been doing a great job. So, yes, I busted his balls. I mean, he's from Massachusetts. What do you expect me to do? Oh, you got a British comedian. Stuart Lee is avoiding the U.S. over fears he'll be arrested for his jokes. I saw that headline and I about shit myself. This is a British man. Anybody following what's going on in the world knows Britain is arresting people for hurtful memes, for hurtful social media posts. I saw a video where a video of an older guy, and the police were talking to him because of an offensive comment, because he told someone to speak clearer. And the old man looked at him and said, "I'm partially deaf. I asked them to speak clearer because I couldn't understand them." Well, you see, that's offensive. And it's, why are the police involved in that? Because someone got their feelings hurt. And you're afraid to come to the United States where people aren't being arrested for free speech. They're being arrested for breaking federal laws. You know, and what really pisses me off about what happened today, and the Democrats crying about it like little bitches, is they're the ones that pushed the January 6th bullshit and had how many hundreds of people arrested just because they walked inside the Capitol building. Didn't do anything, just walked inside. A lot of them were flagged in by police, invited in by security, and then they got arrested. This man was told to leave multiple times. There is a congresswoman that's in the video that should be arrested already. She is on tape hitting police officers. She is hitting law enforcement officers. She is hitting ICE officers. But she's not arrested because Democrats are above the law. So the same people that have been crying about January 6th are now crying because the same rules are being used against them. In fact, that cocksucker should be arrested for insurrection. Tried to break into a federal building at that point. That building's holding illegal immigrants that have been charged with murder, rape, and the Democrats want to protect them. Murder unborn babies, protect murderers on death row, protect gangbangers, protect illegal immigrants who break our law, not just by crossing the border. They break the law every single day that they're still here illegally. And that's what the Democrat Party is hanging their hats on. That is what the Democrat Party is willing to die for. You can't make this shit up, people. In the meantime, you got so much disinformation being put out there on social media right now by Democrats. You have Elizabeth Pocahontas, I should say. Oh, the prices of eggs are still up and the prices of groceries are still up. That bitch did not care for 4 years when Biden destroyed this economy. The Democrats came out and told us it was all in our heads. Everything was fine. The economy's fine. But yet, the people on the street knew what was really going on. And now she's out there lying her ass off, throwing disinformation, because eggs are down drastically. Groceries are down. Yes. Are they still high because of the tariffs? Yes. It's a temporary issue. It's temporary. And if you notice, countries are falling in line and now signing agreements with us to make fair trade. It's about fair trade. Democrats, they want to make it better for other countries, so our work goes out of this country to other countries. It's mind-boggling. And again, there's still some people that fall for this shit. Either they are just ignoring the facts and don't want to realize that they're backing the destruction of this country, backing a party that just wants to destroy this country, or they're just too stupid to understand. And I'm not trying to be insulting people, but Jesus Christ, you're either turning a blind eye or you're part that you want to see the destruction of this country. They had an invasion for 4 years. They opened the border. They are flying them in. And now that we're getting rid of them, they're upset. And now they're crying about, oh, they're not getting due process. Where was due process when Bush, Obama, even Biden deported without due process? Not a frigging peep out of anybody. It's not that they're worried about due process. They hate Trump. They hate what he stands for. What he stands for is us. Whether you want to believe it or not, he is standing for us. He put his life on the line literally for us. Sit back and think what this country would be like under Hillary, who believes we ought to do away with freedom of speech. That the government ought to control what we could say and what we can't say. Who can protect themselves? Who can't protect themselves? Who has to follow laws and who doesn't have to follow laws? Think of that United States under a Hillary president. The same woman who gave Russia a reset button. The same woman who bragged about having dinner with Putin at his home. The same woman who brokered a deal of selling uranium to Russia. The same people that cry and whine about conservatives saying that 2020 election was bullshit have been running around crying about the 2024 election. The hypocrisy that comes out of the Democrat Party is amazing. Underneath the definition of hypocrisy, it's got the Democrat Party. When your spokesman is Adam Schiff, you got a problem, people. Adam Schiff wasted and lied so much. He should be in prison for it. Literally should be in prison. He lied to Congress. But yet, nothing happens to him. He got a fucking promotion. How the hell do these idiots in California elect him? How the hell is that idiot that talked to Johnson, I think it is, the one that Guam would flip over? Maxine Waters, Nancy Pelosi. Yes, they're Democrats that I've named, and I can name you a few Republicans. Tom Tillis. Who's eye patch guy? Pulling a blank on his damn name. And I'm going to get in trouble for this one. Chip Roy, whichever. I don't trust him. Massey. Rand Paul showed his true colors recently. It's the GOP is self-destructing itself by not doing anything. The Democrats are showing they don't want to do anything for American people. When Schumer said that no tips, no tax. Dan Crenshaw, thank you, BZ. Thank you very much. That bill's dead in the water. So many of these bills that are getting passed in the House are going to be dead in the Senate because the eye patch McCain. Because Schumer and the Democrats aren't going to jump in pass these bills because that would actually help America. They look at us, Democrats, as nothing but peasants. That's it. We are peasants for their amusement to use and abuse us. And it just goes on and on. Hakeem Jeffries. I have yet to see any truth come out of any single one of his posts. He's died down with the extreme shit. That got so tiresome. But hang on, let me video from today that Democrats are now trying to spin. They're trying to blame ICE. It's ICE's fault. Let's get this on screen. You're touching a federal official and you're touching federal law enforcement. You're not special, lady. The one in red. And she actually starts swinging and hitting law enforcement. Keep an eye on the one in the red. More people should have been arrested because if those were conservatives, they'd be screaming about democracy, the Democrats would.
Put on brown shirts. Use her. Thank you. Use her.
And we're supposed to allow that. Yeah. You're right on about that, BZ. 100%. And she's screaming, don't touch me, I'm a federal official. That doesn't mean you could break the law, lady. That does not mean that you have the right to put your hands on law enforcement. But again, she's a Democrat. She thinks she's allowed to do it. And who are they trying to protect and go see and all that? Illegal immigrants, murderers, and rapists. And that is what the Democrat Party stands for. Not American law abiding, not the American taxpayer. I was watching Charlie Kirk. I've been watching a lot of his stuff. It's fun watching it. And his kids, well, they commit less crimes. Most of the illegals won't call police because they fear police because, well, they're illegal. So they know they're going to get deported. So they don't call police to report the crime. So you can't even say that that's correct. Number two, they do not have a lower crime rate. As I said earlier, and I will repeat it. They broke federal law, which is a felony that usually gets pled down to a misdemeanor. Lost my train of thought. Okay, but it's a felony. And you know what else is a felony that they do every single day when they stay here? Break federal law every single day. So illegals are criminals. And they're breaking it repeatedly. And I don't care if they've been here 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 fucking years. If I go and kill somebody, if I'm not going to, I'm still a murderer 20 years from now if I get caught. I'm still a criminal 20 years from now if I get caught. If I go and rob a bank 20 years from now, I'm still a criminal. I don't understand it. They are breaking the law. It doesn't matter how many days they've been here. And when they're saying, well, they're paying into Social Security, but they'll never get it. Why is that? Oh, that's right, because they buy stolen identities from cartels. Think about that, people. The big identity theft problem we have in this country. Guess who's buying the identities?
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Ever dream of escaping the daily grind? At Escapist Travel and Tours, we make those dreams your reality. From breathtaking adventures to cultural immersions, we offer escapes tailored just for you. Let us take you to places where every moment feels like a new chapter in your life's adventure. Visit www.escapist.travel or call us today at 1-855-885-81776. Your escape awaits.
Attention, all patriotic women of faith. Yep, I'm talking to you, sis. Are you looking for high-quality, super soft apparel that reflects your love for country and your devotion to God? Look no further than Carry Girl Gear. Picture this. You rocking a tee so soft it's like being hugged by a cloud, all while showing off your love for God and country. Sounds dreamy, right? Well, welcome to reality, babes, because that's what we're all about here at Carry Girl Gear. We specialize in super soft tees, tanks, and more, designed specifically for the strong, patriotic woman who proudly wants to carry their message of faith and freedom. When you shop with us, you're not just getting a t-shirt. You're joining a community of like-minded women who are proud to wear their beliefs straight on their tees. So whether you're sipping sweet tea on the porch or leading the charge for faith and freedom, do it in a Carry Girl tee. Because life's too short for stiff, boring tees. CarryGirl.com, where faith and freedom meets fashion.
Come listen to BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon Radio Show. Live on select and exclusive Tuesday and Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central, and 8 p.m. Pacific on the SHR Media Rumble channel, SHR Media YouTube channel, X, Twitch, Spreaker, and wherever great conservative podcasts are found. BZ, your conservative Sherpa, guides you through the maelstrom of Democrat, leftist, and globalist lies, chaos, deceit, and betrayal. Raised as a free-range child with dirt, stains, mud, and freedom, BZ broadcasts from North Idaho, comfortably surrounded by actual normal people. Jump into our plush, sumptuous, palatial, and resplendent chat room on rumble.com. Click on live chat to join. Now, with 37% more umbrage and 19% more bulbosity than previous shows, featuring delicious Liberty additives for the best in late-night conservatarian talk radio. BZ reminds you that with great beard comes great responsibility. No chinchillas were harmed, embarrassed, fat-shamed, or the focus of any sarcasm whatsoever in the making of this ad.
What is the Edge of Liberty? News, politics, commentary, sarcasm, alcohol, and high blood pressure. It's as American as a good revolution. So tune in every Monday and Friday at 12 Pacific, 3 p.m. on the East Coast on the SHR Media Network and KLRN Radio. For details, visit www.shrmedia.com.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, right here on
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Bingo. Oh, I want to ask the chat, do you think we're going to be able to come back from this as a country? Or are we going to wind up split? I want honest opinions on it. While people are answering that, I want to thank everybody that's tuned in, watching all over from YouTube to X to Rumble, Twitch, Facebook. I appreciate it. And I am humbled by you being here. And thank you very much. And those in the chat, I really appreciate you guys too. And here's the thing, you're a cult, you blindly follow Trump. No, I don't. I'll tell you right now, I do not agree with the Canada becoming the 51st state. I don't want another California. Greenland, I understand why he's saying some of it, but for the most part, I disagree with it. I don't want it. I don't blindly follow the man, but I trust his vision. And BZ says in 2026, we will have a great deal to do with where we go. If we lose the House and Senate, it will be the negation of everything Trump has done. Yes. And even in 2028, if we don't keep a conservative in office, a true conservative, things will go back to par for course of the status quo. This is the problem that's been going on for a while now. And we've had it being kicked, the can kicked down the road by even Republicans before. Yes, Reagan tried to solve the immigration issue. He made a deal with the Democrats, and the Democrats fucked him over on it. Exactly, BJ. I'll agree. But the problem is you have Congress isn't doing shit. They're dragging their feet. They've been on vacation so much, and it's appalling. I think he's backed off of that a little bit. I saw today, BZ or Big Earl, that he's not exactly for it. He would probably pass it, but he's not. He said there's some issues with it that he has. Hey, Phantom, you better not be talking about children. No talking about children yet. Shut up with that, little girl. Yes, I can say that to her. Yeah, Congress is useless right now. And we gave them the mandate. We gave them a majority. The Senate needs the 60, but I don't trust Thune. I've never trusted Thune. And Johnson's useless. The Johnson is useless. Oh, but it's... No, I agree with you, Big Girl, on that. I think it... How you doing? Richard Gibbs has joined the chat. Hello. He has backed off on tax the rich, and I wonder if it was more of a troll against the Democrats by doing that. It put them in they agree with them, or do they fight it with them talking about that before? Yeah. All right, little one. So, one time I made a decaf coffee by mistake. One time. And it was a stressful time. We had our a dog that just got attacked. We were at the vet and wasn't thinking, grabbed the coffee and ended up being a decaf. And I also want to thank everybody. I know I've been kind of on a hiatus. There's been a lot of things that it just haven't aligned up. 4'10"? Oh, please. You're giving her a compliment on that. Holy shit. I think she's like 4'7", 4'8". Now, Mrs. Reaver is 4'10". And the Phantom's shorter than that. No, we got to put phone books on the seat for her. Oh. You started, Phantom. You started. But yeah, I want to thank everybody. I really do appreciate it. I know in another week or two I might be down again because I'm going to be redoing the studio. Doing a lot of things around my house lately, and I'm about ready to get this damn laser out of here. I got room in the garage. Now I can store it in the garage and get it out of here and then move around the studio a little bit. But the Democrats, what makes me really dumbfounded is the losses that they have taken, the feedback that they have gotten, and they're not smart enough to understand what the people are trying to tell them. They listen too much to these think tanks. And it's these think tanks are in a just little dome. They don't know what the real world is. They don't know what's going out there. And then they come up with these dumbass ideas. And the Democrats pay millions of dollars. And it's some of the dumbest things I've seen in my life. And I've seen a lot work in EMS for 25 years, 20 years. Speaking of, I got to tell you a story this past weekend what happened. That made me sick. And I talked to another chief I know, and we discussed it. My neighbor had a medical emergency out in front of my house. Called 911. And they talked him in, my neighbor, into going to the hospital, which was good. But then they refused to let his wife go with him. He has an elderly wife. And she doesn't jive. But their excuse was COVID. Which blew me away because COVID's been so done and over with. There's no need for it. You're allowed. Most agencies that I know, especially with the elderly, by abandoning the wife, you stress out the patient more. You stress out the family member, can cause other medical. They abandon her. And I just could not believe that we are in that day and age when so-called professionals, and what's really scary is when I was talking to the crew, I was like, how long you been doing it? 3 years. And I think he pointed to the lieutenant, was like, he's been doing it about 5. I was like, holy shit. I got boots with more experience than these guys. And I always love, because the lieutenant came around and I said, listen, I'm not going to argue with you guys on scene. It's not your call if you're saying it's, Hillsborough County's rural policy. I'll deal with them and I'll contact them. And you could tell them rescue, whatever. And I'm lieutenant. Like, really? You got to throw out, I'm lieutenant. So I made sure when I called headquarters, I was like, by the way, I'm retired deputy chief. But yeah, I called other chiefs I know. They were like, no, it's bullshit. And if they were so worried about COVID, if they're so worried about COVID, the wife lives with the husband, sleeps with the husband, is around the husband. Wouldn't she have COVID at that point? So their excuse is null and void. Secondly, they were not wearing masks. They were not wearing face shields. They were not wearing gowns. They were not in the protective, the PPE of COVID. What that showed is these medics that we have out there nowadays, and the chief I had talked to, and I'm not going to put their name out there because it was a private conversation, even said that the new medics and EMTs are a joke nowadays. The way they're taught, and it's just, it's all about your pension. It's all about what you get, and not about doing what's best for the patient and how to help the patient. You know, I'm in a lot of the medical issues I'm in today because of I did what's best for my patient. I did what's best to help them. I put my body on the line for them. And now I'm going to turn this into what we've been talking about. That's the Democrat Party. It's all about them and what's going to make them look better, what's going to make them more money. It's not about how to help the American people. And that's one thing I noticed after an EMS and fire. After 9/11, the field went downhill big time because a bunch of people saw the glorification that happened of the firefighters and EMS and police that passed away on 9/11. And they went, oh, I want that. Then they get in the field and they don't want to put in the time, the effort, and understanding what it takes to be a good EMT, a good medic, a good firefighter. And we have politicians that are going into it, and both sides really. It's all about how to line my pocket. How do I make myself more powerful? How do I make myself more money? I was told very early on in my career, if you're going to make this a career, you're not in it for money. You're in it for the patients. And I had some great chiefs, both male and female. And that's the funny part. I always get told, oh, you're a male chauvinist pig. You wouldn't, you can't take orders from a female. Shit, I did my whole career. I had several female chiefs. Didn't look at that. Looked at whether they knew what they were talking about and were they giving me the right orders. And we have politicians that are not out there doing the right thing. They're promoting the wrong thing. They are promoting lawlessness. They have pushed a two-tiered justice system. And again, people have fallen for it time and time again. And it's unbelievable. I really can't understand it, how people fall for it. But with that, that's actually the show, everybody. And I want to thank everybody. I'll be back Monday right here on SHR Media through X, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Twitch. And I will be back Monday, 9 p.m. right here on SHR Media. I want to thank everybody for being here. Have a great weekend.